and welcome back to Salmon FM with me, Mitchell, and this is my Castle Vale save. The save where I'm taking Castle Vale from the Midlands Football League Division 3 all the way to the Premier League. If you've not joined us before, please make sure you go check out episode 1 and the season review. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, it will do wonders for the channel. And yeah, let's jump into it. So as you can see, I am actually quite far ahead in Season 2. I did say in the first episode that I would jump in at random points. Now, Season 2 has been going splendidly. However, we have lost a couple of players, and we'll look at that now. So the first player we lost was COHEN, my little nephew. He left us to go join Sheffield Wednesday on a free transfer. I couldn't keep him around any longer. As soon as a championship, well in this case the League One team came knocking, he was always going to go. Obviously COHEN must have come up with some great stats and great potential, which he wasn't going to stick around for long, was he? However, he has since moved from Sheffield Wednesday to Norwich for 800 grand, so Norwich clearly see something in him. So yeah, it's just a shame that we're not reaping any rewards from any sell-on clauses, which is kind of annoying. But never mind, it is what it is. So yeah, COHEN went, and we had to look elsewhere. Following him out the door, we have his brother COLBY. COLBY picked up straight from Blackburn, and yeah, look at the stats on him when he left us, man. He's a very good goalkeeper, definitely going to be one of the top players on here as well. But yeah, COLBY left for Blackburn, and yeah, he's been okay, I suppose. He's only played one non-competitive game, which is a shame really. I think he would have learned a lot more playing for us. As you can see down there, 22 games he played for us and 20 goals. But yeah, again, it's a loss, but we've got FM21. Also following his brothers out of the door is Carson. Carson has left for Huddersfield. This one has actually only been really recently, so he doesn't have any games to his name for them yet. But yeah, Carson left for Huddersfield. Again, he must have a decent potential ability on the game, and I'm going to keep an eye on how these three get on and see where they end up to down the years. We also lost James Lynch, so one of my buddies. He left for Barrowash. He's definitely getting a lot more football there. Probably needed it for his development really, because he sort of stalled with us. He wasn't getting in the team ahead of Chris Simon, so yeah, he's playing himself in the East Midlands League, which is level 10, so he's putting in some performances at the higher level. Can't blame him for going, and yeah, keep an eye on him and how he develops as well. So the last person I'm going to highlight in the departures is Mr. Craig Milne. Kind of annoyed at this one. He ended up going to Moneysfield Reserves, who are in the Hampshire Premier League, which is level 12. So he's basically just made a sideward step. Gutted about this. I'm going to see if I can bring him back at some point. If I'm sure he had a really high development on him. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can get him back. Maybe at the end of the season if we get promoted. And see if he'll come back and join us. But yeah, so that's it for the departures. Inbounds, I've brought up a couple of players who are freebie that have been added into the game, basically just to fill out squads and things like that. No one really sort of stand out, but yeah, let's have a little look at the two that have stood out so far. First one, to replace COHEN, Mr. Ollie Tanner, who has come in. He's played 8 games and scored 5 goals. He's doing really well. He's got a nice first touch. His finishing could be a little bit better. Technique's good. Determination's good. Got a bit of pace on him as well. Brought in purely just to replace COHEN and to be a backup striker for Baptiste and French. But he's played more games than I would have thought, purely because Baptiste and French have been injured quite a bit, and Baptiste is currently still out injured. And because they got injured so early in the season and COHEN left, I actually brought in a second striker. Well, I think Malachi was actually the first striker I brought out of the two of them, and he's played a hell of a lot more games and scored a hell of a lot more goals. Again, purely because French and Eddie have both really been injured all season, so you know, these boys have had to step up and kick on, and yeah, it's they're banging in the goals, and I think Bapti's going to struggle getting back into the side when he's fully fit. So yeah. So how have we been getting on in the league? Well, as you can see, we have just been an absolute steam train, and we have just carried on and carried on and carried on and carried on. We're currently undefeated this season, going into the last sort of stretch of the season. We're still in the cups. As you can see, we have the Earlswood Lee James Challenge Cup semi-final against Earlswood Town, as well as the President's Cup semi-final against Boldmere Sports and Social Falcons. So yeah, so we're fighting, and if you're eagle-eyed, you can see where we are already. We are top of the league, and there is the league table for you. So we are a nice, comfortable 8 points. Today's opponents are in 4th for Solihull United, so it's not going to be a walk in the park. Let's have a little look at how our players have been doing. So listed in average rating order, as you can see, Mr. Olitana and Malachi have been doing the bits. They are the 2 best players. Brought in, they're scoring the goals. Next up, out of the original players, we have Mark Hughes, and followed by Frenchie, who's still scoring. He's still scoring, getting assists as well when he's playing. So yeah, he's he got over his injury, and he's just been rotating with these guys. I'm happy to see Mr. FM Webby up there, and as you can see, he's got himself 7 goals this season. So I'm actually buzzing about that. You know, he's not got Colby to compete with this season, so he's playing every single game, which means every time we get a penalty, he is scoring, which is brilliant. So yeah, a couple of our players are currently wanted. Teams are higher than us at the moment. Brandon has a bid from Sutton Coldfield and Hitchin. Whether he goes, I don't know. I hope not. I hope I can keep him around. But yeah, again, Chris Simons, he has been out for a while. Mr. Bapti, as I said, he's still got 2 months potentially left. Right, so let's not wait any longer. Let's jump into today's action. So there's today's team. So starting in goal is Webby. I've gone with the 3 at the back of Walker, Finnegan and Walsh. Left wing back and right wing back are Greg and Callow. Callow is a player I brought in at the start of the season as Jay left, and Callow is pretty much Chris Simon's competition now, but he obviously has played all the season purely because of Chris's injury. In making up the midfield, we have Mike Litterus, Mark Hughes and Matty Kidd. And up top today, we are going to start with Malachi and Ollie. Making up the bench is Locke, Lynch, Cox, French, Gill and Malkin, as well as Small. So yeah, let's jump into today's action against neighbouring team Solihull United. So here come the teams. Nice little graphics there. We are starting to... I forgot to mention, average attendance, as you saw on the end of season review, was about 35. We are now up to roughly 120 fans per game, which is absolutely bonkers to think about. You know, it's going to increase every season we go up, hopefully. Annoyingly, the club won't still put me on a coaching course. They still won't send the club professional, as the rain has now started. And Solihull are dominating the early proceedings. But can we go on the break here? Oh, what a ball from Mr. Kidd. Malachi, boom, there you go. Boom! So yeah, I am going to start. If you do want to get involved, I've had another person on Twitter reach out and say that he wants to be a part of it. So any of the top regions that come through, as Tanner forces aside, any of the top regions that come through every time I get a youth intake, I'll start naming after people if they want to get involved. So if you do want to get involved, just leave a comment, just leave the name that you want the player nickname to, and I will change the player's name using the nickname method, and obviously we'll talk about that player on the next episode if people are interested in getting involved and naming some of the regions. So just let me know in the comments the name you want to play, and obviously when the youth intake comes up, I'll bring it up, and I'll bring it up on the next episode or at the end of season review. But yeah, so oh, nice ball. Oh, it's a penalty, and here comes Mr. Webby. FM Webby, can he score? He didn't score on the last live com, did he? He didn't score on the last live com, and he scores today. 8th goal of the season for Mr. FM Webby. Goal scoring goalkeeper. Oh, absolutely buzzing. Oh, right, so let's head to the dressing room. Outstretched arms, boys. I'm very happy with you. Keep it up. Hopefully they don't go off the boil now and throw the game away. But even though Solihull got probably the opening shot of the game, they've not been in it at all now, have they? And I'm probably going to speak a bit too soon now, because I won't put it past them getting a chance from this. So Swanson's just whacked it up, and Mr. Finnegan, great defending there, lad. Great defending. The one thing I've found about this level when your players are doing well, as McCormack is tackled, oh, bouncing around a little bit there. Teams don't half come try and nick all your players. You're constantly having to offer them a new contract just to say, I want you to still be here, even though they're not actually earning any money. As Solihull come back into, I knew it was going to happen. As I was talking, I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, obviously, even though you're offering them no money, but if you don't do it, you run the risk of them accepting the other contract of zero money, which is what happened with Craig, to be fair, with Craig Milne. I lost him purely because I didn't offer him a new contract, and he took the contract at that team, which is bonkers. Let's get a couple of changes here. Coxey, I've been retraining you as a wing back. Frenchie, you can have the last 10 minutes, lad. Let's get Litteris off and get Malkin on. Nice triple substitution to see out the game. Oh, here we go. Sorry, they're going to equalise here, aren't they? Or not? Oh, that's poor Malkin. He's offside, he's miles off. We've got 4 minutes of injury time, and how are we going to get on? We are going to see it out. Boom, there you go. That's another victory on the road to the title. Well done to the boys. Okay, so that brings today's game to a close. Today's episode is now done. What I will say is, if I remember to, or if I've managed to get some time, I will jump in for the cup finals if we make them. If not, then it will be another season review, and then we will jump back in at a game John's third season. Like I said on episode 1, the early years while we're down in the depths of the MFL, I don't want to dwell on too many episodes down here. I want to try and get up as far as possible. So these are just sort of catch-ups basically, and give you guys a little bit of action and see how we're getting on. But obviously the main game will aim when we are up into the higher non-leagues, where we'll do a couple of episodes per season. So thank you very much for watching. If you're still watching to this point, you know I love you all, and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye.